Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Renowned Explorers. It's time to head out to this fancy new place. We're sort of suited, kind of. We're going to try to stumble through. I will say that I found this expedition to be very difficult during the beta phase. I did give some feedback on that. We'll see if they maybe toned down any of the parts that I thought were difficult, or maybe it's just supposed to be super hard. Let's find out. Panic at the Society. Bobo the Misadventurist has had a misadventure, which he does, and went missing. Lady Viduva organized a search party, and your crew was the quickest to respond. Besides helping a fellow explorer, Phylin has another reason. Wherever Bobo is, there's treasure. And misadventure, that's why we call it that. So the crew looks up where Bobo was going to explore. Apparently he was going there. The crew's just about to go when a local fisherman warns the crew. Stranger, you better watch out here. The Temple of Trance is gaining ground here. They're being really nice to everyone and giving away free mugs. I don't trust it one bit. Maybe you can get some protection from the ancient stupas. Mystic stuff, man. Well, we could ask for a free mug, which would give us a collect token, I guess. But let's ask about the stupas. We are going to want to find as many of these as we can. Well, I'm gone. Those priests of the temple are freaking me out. I better start anew somewhere else. Pretty extreme reaction to receiving a free mug. Phylin actually likes the mug. So, you got the missing Bobo, some mysterious stupas, and the Temple of Trance. It seems mystery and treasure are just around the corner in this archipelago. Alright, so we gotta collect some collect tokens, we gotta try to find a cultural expedition on a 3-star plus, our cultural challenge on a 3-star plus expedition. Well, it turns out, got one right here. When the crew was still on land, they managed to obtain a book of Hindu folklore. Sadly, the whole thing is very cryptic. I'm sure that if we had some archaeology or something, we would have some extra options here, but I suppose we'll just keep the book to show off. The book is still a nice piece of literature. The crew doesn't look back on it anymore, though. Okay, we're doing this. We're catching up. I think we can probably afford to swing out. My thinking here is that if this gives 3 supplies, which some supply nodes do, the most efficient path for us is going to be to go to here, so we go down to 11, and then go to here, so when we hit the node, we're at 10. Plus, we need to get collect tokens for our Collector of Collect challenge anyway, so... You accidentally catch a very exotic fish and manage to keep it alive. Hojo's eyes are already shining when he thinks of the profit this little fellow will make. We're not going to eat it? Okay, it's fine. Alright, so there's a treasure available here. We're probably going to have to trade for it, though, so I might want to have some more tokens or something when we go in. Uh-oh. You don't know what kind of crazy seeds the avians here have been swallowing, but it sure makes them super annoying. Some of them are even downright berserk. If you don't do anything about it, Dolores will end up with a bird trauma. That's an adorable way of phrasing that. So, these birds are the thing that I found to be very, very difficult. These little blue ones. This bird is really mean and hard to take down physically. It looks like a jerk as well. It does kind of look like a jerk. Look at his face. So they have these blue birds, which are immune to sadness, but weak to confident. They will tend to attack us with speech attacks. They're going to sadden us, is what this means. So if we're going to go after them with speech stuff, we have to do it quickly. Fortunately, we took that upgrade to confidence. So we will hit them real hard with the war dance or something, and then they'll have the armor penalty from being confident. There's also these red birds, which are more aggressive. They have no armor, but they have significant speech defense, and they're really strong against deviousness. I'm not too worried about these. This bird has seen some crazy stuff. There's only one way to deal with this kind of individual. That's a little sad, but so my primary concern is the bluebirds. We can deal with the redbirds. They want to hit us in the armor. They want to have a fist fight. We're great at fist fight. Now that said, I think maybe we want to open Devious just so that we can get so the war dance has the bonus power. So I think what I'm going to do here, we'll start with a Terrify. It does seem like maybe they were toned down a little bit. I don't remember if they were always weak against Confident. You know what? I think they were. But this should be pretty powerful with the plus 25% power. Obviously, I'd like things to end aggressively, but we can take down these first groups of enemies in whatever way makes the most sense. Let's finish this guy off friendly so that we move into friendly, so that we have the bonus speech defense on their turn, because I think they're pretty fast. Yeah, plus 25% speech defense. And these guys, their attack has a 2-space range. Oh, it looks like we're actually out of range, so we didn't have to bother doing that. We have to try to get 80 speech damage to a single target at once. Alright, well, we can give that a go with this. We might be able to get an 80 damage reaching out. That's doing 125% of his 32 speech. This did... Yeah, okay. So I think what we're probably going to have to do is keep one of the bluebirds alive, hit it with the Impress, and then next turn hit it with Reaching Out. This would be a little bit easier if anybody else in the party had the ability to Impress. Okay, so if we can, between Phylin and Dolores, beat one of these guys, we can impress the other one. Our armor's not bad, but it's not super high, so we do have to be a little bit careful. Obviously, throwing a punch would put us into a bad mood, so I don't really want to do that. I think that going Devious here, or going for Terrify here, makes a fair amount of sense. It does almost as much damage as Pinning Strike. Unfortunately, I just don't think that we're going to be able to bring this one down between just her and Phylin. But that's fine. Yeah. Nothing is particularly close. Unfortunately, we're going to have to just suffer. And I don't want to hit him with an Excite, because we don't need his speech power being boosted. So we could drop an Enrage on him. Yeah, okay. I'm maybe putting myself in a little bit of danger here, going after Mindbender. But we really, like, we can't lose too many more porcelain points. Alright. Here's the setup. Wow. That's kind of an awful noise. So we're going to have to endure 2 hits from the bluebirds plus 2 hits from the redbirds. And that was exactly what I was hoping was not going to happen. I was really hoping they weren't going to hit him with the sad. So his speech is now lowered, which is going to make it harder for us to hit 80. That said... Oh, it was just enough to push her to sad as well. That said, if we... Oh, wow, these things are way too fast. It's very difficult to position, like you can't bottleneck them very well. Okay, so yeah, we're actually gonna, here's what we do. Excite you. You move to here. Alright, let's see if we hit 80. 96! Awesome. Okay. Now these guys are resistant, but not immune to Terrify. I'm wondering if it might be a good idea to do this just to lower their attack power. Actually, no, probably not. Probably the right thing to do is to come over here, and let's drop the bird. You know what? Let's do it with a punch. I think when we, when all that's left are the redbirds, they're going to go to aggressive. So I think it's okay for us to be aggressive. Also, even if they don't, they only attack physically, so us having lowered speech defense is not going to be relevant. Alright, come on, let's see some dodges. She has War Dance off cooldown now. So as long as this third bird doesn't also have range to attack her... Okay, please don't drop her. Damn it! Ah, that sucks. Okay, that's really bad, actually. Also, it's really frustrating that they're able to be devious while only doing aggressive attacks. Because I would really like enough to be turned on, and it's not, but it absolutely should be. Alright, I think I'm going to have to... These guys aren't weak to anything. I was going to say I think I'm going to have to use Hojo to pick her up so that we can do War Dance, but War Dance isn't actually going to be particularly effective. So let's have Phylin pick her up. And then I guess we just punch some of the bird. Like, I hate that I don't really have a lot of special attack options here. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. She did minimum damage, so she left him slightly alive. I was so hopeful. Well, I mean, like, really all we can do this turn is bring down one of them and hope that the other two are going to get Phylin for sure. Ah, this sucks. So yeah, we're going to lose another point of resolve here. She couldn't even dodge once just to make it so that we only got meaningfully attacked one time. Ugh. The birds are far, far more difficult than any of the other enemies on this mission. The balance is actually, it's pretty, I don't know, it's pretty iffy. So, it shouldn't be too hard for us to bring down. I'm wondering if maybe leaving Phylin down is worthwhile. Because we can, between the two of us, we can punch this bird out. And then, given the way people are laid out, it's actually very difficult for this bird to get over to Dolores. Right, he would have to move 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if he's affected by difficult terrain, because these are difficult terrain spaces. If he is, he can't get to her. And Hojo will definitely survive a hit. Okay. And he's able to masquerade as being devious for some reason. That's a real shame. It would have been really nice for them to go aggressive so that we can take advantage of enough, which would have been powerful enough to one-shot them. Alright, but that is actually one of the most difficult encounters in the whole place, as far as I remember it. Okay, a little armor for Hojo. The birds are in awe of your strength. They fly away with fear and respect for you. That's right, I'm the boss. Me, the unconscious one. But moments later, they return humbly with gifts. It seems they really learned from your encounter. Between the gifts is nothing less than an ancient kriss, a beautifully adorned dagger. Hey, these weirdos aren't so bad after all. So we got 2 supplies out of that, and a treasure hunt token, and an actual treasure. It's pretty good. Obviously, we're going to be taking the option that gives campaign tokens. And that hooks us up with Retriever of Treasure, so we're rapidly catching up to Rivaloo, but I'm a little bit concerned. The shop here, we haven't seen too many of them on this run, but it's very common for there to be shops where you can trade in a point of resolve to get 4 points of supplies, and that's really what you want to be spending your resolve on. It's a total bummer that we aren't going to be able to do that, because we're going to need all of our resolve not to lose the game. The crew is quietly cruising on the swimming Albatross 2 when Hojo notices a weird structure below the water's surface. Phylin decides the crew should go for a small dive. If somebody's going to go diving, let's have it be the athlete. An ancient stupa. It might have sunken into the ocean, but you can still reach it. There are 3 symbols on the stupa, each of another color. You remember how many symbols you have already... Yeah, we haven't seen any yet. So, these are really interesting. There are, I believe, 4 stupas scattered throughout the map. If you activate the same colored symbol twice on a stupa, it shows you the way to a treasure. I don't remember exactly what is associated with what. The red, obviously, these words. Obviously, these correspond. That's the one I wanted. Obviously, these correspond to the colors of the attitudes. So I guess let's activate the red one. A heavy roar comes from the stupa. The crew looks around a bit confused. What just happened? The crew feels like they experienced an encounter. 1 experience point and 3 encounter tokens. That's not so bad. Alright, let's go hit the other stupa. I'm debating. See, we have to figure out some routing here. Do I want to hit this and then go down and sort of sweep around the edge of this area? Or do I want to hit this and then go up and head toward the trader here and whatever he has to trade? And possibly... Like, this is a much larger area. I think we should probably go to the stupa first. This must be one of those ancient stupas, so we'll activate the red symbol again. And the crew hears the cry of a cave. Alright, so there's a treasure over there. Seems the stupa holds some power to bring you there. One wish and the crew will be magically transported to this secret place. I'm not going to go there automatically. We'll go there manually. So I think I'm gonna go down. Let's reveal a little bit more. My plan is still to sort of scoop back around. Oh man, this is obviously turf of the Temple of the Trance. Maybe they have a mug factory here, because it's teeming with priests. They see you and are ready to convert you by large numbers. Have you heard about the peace brought about by the trance? With just one tiny sacrifice, we offer harmonic rest. You'll need a clever tactical maneuver to pass them. Obviously, we are not taking a low chance roll where there's a chance of failure or a chance of resolve loss. We'll just run. Let's get it out of here. Sadly, the crew isn't fast enough to evade the free mug. Very tragic. So obviously, we will not be equipping these free mugs. Oh, and we have the opportunity to camp. Let's do it. There is a plus resolve camp card that I would like to play. You gain a secret token for each 2 lobbyists and journalists in your entourage. Do I want this to be the final card we play? I think maybe. We'll make sure to buy some lobbyists and journalists. But for now, we'll just take 11 encounter tokens. What a spirited debate. The crew members are all using their wits to argue the best use of gold and fame they have collected. Failin even makes a personal attack in the heat of it all, insulting Hojo's approach and intelligence. Hey, I don't need to go back to explorer school. The argument does wind down, and both come to a uniting conclusion. However, Hojo's still pretty salty about Failin's insult. So a crew member starts to dislike another crew member, and we get 11 tokens. That's not actually a bad thing. Oh no, he beat us to that. That's a shame. I thought we were doing pretty well on that. Okay, this one's just finished and encounter friendly. Probably we will pull that off. So see, Hojo disliking Failin has given him a different buff based on her. So I think, like, any relationship developing between your explorers is good, even an antagonistic one. Alright, let's move back around. So we'll just sort of make a crescent shape, probably. Ooh, now that's interesting. Some priests of the trance are handing out free mugs on the sea. You try to evade them, but they persist until you accept their junk. Hey look, free mug. Cool. Alright, it's time. Dolores has rounded up some anagogic archipelago luchadors to compete in a wrestling tournament. It's going to be epic. La Bestia del Sangre versus the Titan. La Escoba Furiosa versus El Rival. That's a very unimaginative name. La Danza Mortal versus El Pez Dorado. Man, listen, I want our team to win and everything, but who doesn't love Pez? A huge crowd is gathered to watch the matches, and we're all fired up. Alright, can Los Exploradores break through in the international wrestling scene? So we get bonuses from having athletes. Oh, if we flop this coin flip, we're actually going to lose encounter tokens. Well, let's not fail it then. We did. Oh no. Defeated. In the finals, La Escoba Furiosa loses out to the Titan. The sting of defeat hurts more than the triple Monkey King suplex. In retrospect, this all seems a bit like an outdated and silly idea. Who's going to be interested in wrestling when guns and games are around? Dolores lives in the glorious past. The crew doesn't attack Dolores personally, but she can feel they think less of her. Los Exploradores will never become a thing. Aw, that's a shame. So you can see he can like Dolores and also be wary of her. So +5 speech defense for both of our other crew members. That's not a bad thing, you know? I'm a little nervous about this with only 2 resolve left. An epic encounter is maybe ill-advised. Hey, delicious looking tuna. Cool. Why don't we go to the trader and see what's on offer? A city in treehouses filled with ape people. They call themselves orangs. Their culture seems advanced, and there are all kinds of little shops you can visit. So there's a treasure for sale. We could buy it for a resolve. We really can't do that. Or we can just trade them some stupid garbage and get 4 collect tokens, which we absolutely will do. Oh, also, the trinket store is run by an insecure-looking orang. Oh, hello, please be honest. Do these cheeks make me look fat? Failin ignores his silly question, to which the answer is yes, by the way. Alright, we'll do this. I'd love to get that treasure, but we just can't. I've lost too much resolve. It would be unsafe. And the supply shop, yeah, we'll also just trade for resolve. Ah, bummer, man. Things have not gone well for us on the resolve front. So we're still pretty far from leveling up. We definitely have to make sure we keep hitting encounters. Ugh, those annoying priests keep following you around. You haven't heard about all the free perks the Temple of the Trance offers. Free mugs, free hugs, a guaranteed clown-free existence. That's interesting. Well, let's talk them into leaving us alone. And when I say talk them into leaving us alone, possibly what I mean is beat them unconscious. Alright, what are they weak against? They're weak against excitement. The penalty for going friendly instead of aggressive is fairly large, but we really need porcelain. I don't think we can afford to pass up any chances. So there's these ones with like the... I don't know. Oh, they're all the same guy, actually. Never mind. Alright. They just want to give you free mugs and be excited, man. Well, I can sort of respect that. So we're going to hit the efficient trivially here. Actually, hold up. Hojo has more movement than Dolores does. Yeah, he can still move around and reach a target. So we'll just throw an early war dance to get the efficient out of the way. And, making everybody confident, will hook us up a little bit too. So, being friendly is cool. But if we're aggressive, we get a big speech defense bonus. Wow, she just punched him for 100 damage. Maybe we're doing just fine without real offensive gear. Alright, we're going to make our way back around to friendly. But I want to make sure these guys go down right now. Remember, we have to be a little bit careful in combat, or during encounters, that is to say, because we really cannot afford to lose any more resolve. Going into the final expedition with 4 resolve, which at this point is our best case scenario, is like pretty scary. I don't really like how we've developed so far. Alright, unfortunately, it looks like it's maybe going to be a little bit difficult to end the battle friendly. Why don't we see if we can do this? Okay, she landed it. Now, these guys are not fast enough to get to us, right? Okay, yeah, so we're just going to take the hit from the one guy no matter what happens here. Yeah, try to take him out in one. If Hojo does minimum damage, which he did, the guy will just barely survive. But I was hopeful that we could get away without taking any attacks at all there. Oh no, a mug! Well, he's taken the unusual path of giving us extra speech power. Dubious strategy. I wish we had a little bit more area stuff. So unfortunately, we're still in a place where there's nothing we can do to drop a guy in a single hit with a speech attack. You know, maybe we're going to end this aggressive. I'm going to try to push us through to friendly, but we'll see. So Phylan's going to finish this guy off, I think. Alright, and then Hojo is going to do this. So Hojo will take the attack from this guy. Dolores will probably take the attack from the... Yeah, he can't reach Phylan. And given that they have to spread their attacks over 2 of us, I'm sure we'll be in no danger. And then we'll just friendly our way out of here. Phylan plus Dolores can probably take this guy down, and Hojo can use his big friendly attack to finish that guy off. Actually, do I want to do it that way, or maybe... No, it should be fine. I guess if Dolores misses her attack, we are leaving this guy with bonus speech power. But the damage of these priests of the trance is so low that I'm really not worried about it. Alright. We've gotten back to friendly. What's the point situation look like? We have 7 points. Oh! Actually, we've done enough friendly attacks that we're just fine. But Hojo, seriously, lay it on really thick here. Alright, there. We convinced most of them that they should just let us go on our way. And, you know, we had to knock a couple out. These things happen in a friendly conversation. You all got pretty comfortable. Once Dolores started talking about her own religion, they suddenly had to go and floss their otters. Okay. Oh well, you did get rid of them. And there is a bit of porcelain for us. And another. This one will be totally free, so that's nice. Alright, we have to head toward the stupa a little bit. Huh, a horde of free mugs. Must have dropped from a cargo boat. So now we have 5 of them. It's actually going to make me click each time. Okay. We need to get campaign tokens. I mean, obviously that's going to happen. So, this is the point where I have to decide. No more time to screw around. Do I want to go for this epic encounter? I do, but I'd also like to, get to the end of this expedition. With 2 resolve, we have to be very careful. But could I live with myself if I just let a sweet treasure go to waste? The answer is no. Phylline remembers a tale of mystical talking heads. This must be the place. A group of 3 talking monkey heads having fun with each other. And that's what he said. This is weird. Phylline thinks about it. Calling them folks is a little strange, given that they're giant talking stone heads. But yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Phylline quietly introduces herself. The talking heads turn around angrily. We were talking! I hate people when they're not polite! We will now kill you with our curse! Ha ha ha. Unless... unless? Unless you convince 2 of us not to kill you by amusing us! Oh, and no one can amuse us twice! You all have to be talented here. Oh no. This is maybe not good, because, well, okay. Hojo's a quick thinker. Let's see what the old-looking head wants. Ooh. I would really like you to tell me a story of years long gone. There's a story in our old language on the stones on the floor. Read it to me. We are vain and blind, so I won't do it myself. So this is an archaeology check. We're unlikely to pass that. The talkative one. I'm a bit tired of talking with these same heads all the time. You must have something interesting to talk about. I love politics. That these heads are unable to move is a blessing to the world. Okay, well, Phylline could hit that one, maybe. And the other one... the burly-head grumps. 50 push-ups, now! He must be really fun at parties. Well... we can just flee. Ooh, but our speech defense will be permanently lowered and we'll lose resolve. Now let's go for it. Dolores, I believe in you. Hit those push-ups. Please don't fail this. Oh, she failed it. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, well, we are probably doomed. Oh no, Dolores tears a muscle! The brawny head only looks really stern and disappointed. You know what this means? Minus 20 armor for her. That's not good. Alright, well, let's try talking politics with this other stonehead. I mean, we could just make up a lot of garbage. He's not going to know the difference. Okay, Phylline is successful. This means, unfortunately, that Hojo has a 12% chance of reading this story since he knows nothing about archaeology. And if we fail this, there will be some serious penalties, I'm sure. Hojo, fingers crossed, man. Oh my god, he did it! Oh my god. Ah, good job, that story's hilarious. I actually just asked something at which I thought you would fail, but now I'm well-humored. You can live, for all I care. I guess that's sort of positive. The talkative one speaks. We are quite surprised. This encounter was so refreshing that we want to give you a souvenir. Ha! His mouth opens wide. Inside, Phylline can see treasure. Carefully, she reaches out to get it. It's some weird drums. Wow, that's pretty good. So big boost to collect tokens, 2 treasure hunts, plus 1 collect for every collect you currently have. So that'd be another 12, or another 11, probably they round down. Or get a treasure hunt token. Well, this is pretty bad for us right now. So 2 treasure hunts is, what's the expected value here is like 62 gold and like 27 status. So 125-ish gold from this. Plus 5 gold from collect tokens would already be almost that much, but keep in mind, this will apply to every collect token we get for the rest of the game. This is just, you know, it's gotta be this, right? This is gonna give us way more money. Although, to be fair, gold from collect tokens that we get in the last expedition won't matter, because there's no opportunity to spend it afterward. Even so, I think this is the best outcome here. Plus, we did get 420 renown. Because of bonuses, you get a multiplier of plus 40%. Remember, that's every time we get a secret token, our value from treasures increases. Fantastic. How nice to have met such legends. Their voices were phenomenal, too. Maybe they should start a band. Okay, well, that was a lot of campaign tokens right there. And we're tearing it up on renown. Okay, so we have to get to the stupa. I also obviously want to hit the supply node. It would be nice to get into an encounter so that we have a chance at Mr. Aggressive. Mrs. Aggressive, I guess, because our crew-leader. I think we probably can't afford to detour too much. We're a little low on supplies. What's this? A small box is floating in the ocean. Phylin fishes it out of the water and looks inside. What a queer collection of trinkets. Phylin ponders who should appraise this find. Well, failure would be a pretty big speech defense penalty. How close are we to leveling? If I just took the roll and ate the penalty for the 2 XP... No, I don't think that's worth doing. Let's take it easy. I'm very nervous about dropping our defenses too much. Alright, let's see what's over here. These priests seem to be very busy managing some resources for a nearby temple. Currently, they're very busy with the inspection of all the free mugs. Their leader, who seems to be called Dharma Jagapati, is overseeing these inspections. He looks nice. You could take advantage of the situation and inspect some of their goods yourself. So we could talk to them and leave. Ooh, minus 15 grit. Is that all of... that's, No, it's not all of her grit, obviously. But that will probably drop her dodge chance by, like, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10%. So that's dangerous, but we could really use the supplies. Here, I'm going to take the roll. I wish she was more of a rogue. We could pick up a little bit more success chance there. Ah, she failed. Well, normally the priests are very peaceful, but once they notice Phylin pilfering their belongings, they sure turned angry fast. Sadly, you have to flee from a horde of angry priests. That's the wrong horde. Okay. Well, we may as well move over here, right? Like, it's free. Could be the hidden horde. Okay, nothing of interest in this part. So, it's looking to me like we're probably going to end up taking a hunger penalty if we go this way. But, this is a stupa, almost certainly. I think all of the "there is something odd here" tags are stupas. The other thing we could do is just go back at a cost of 0 supplies. Go here, then here. We'll have 1 supply left. Unfortunately, that doesn't actually connect to the end. But it connects to a node that connects to the end. Yeah, we could go like, move back to here. Here, 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 and out. We'll take 1 hunger penalty, but we'll also have a chance at a treasure. I think that's probably the right play. I'm a little nervous about the boss fight. I think we're in a little bit of danger. A merchant ship. The captain addresses Phylin. I've never seen your kind around here. What are you up to? Trying to steal our goods? Well, sure, Phylin looks a bit thuggish, but let's not jump to conclusions. We could just say that we're run-of-the-mill renowned explorers. That'll complete Collector campaign, although they have no progress on it yet. I'm not too worried about this. We could go for this. This'll mean we take an extra supply, or an extra hunger penalty if we fail it. But it's a 60% chance, and if we succeed, the reward is very significant. I'm gonna go for it. Maybe that was unwise, but I think the math's in our favor. And a secret token plus a supply is a really big reward. Phylin expertly eases the tension, making the merchants feel comfortable. They lay anchor for a while, and the two even share a drink. After the captain is out drunk by Hojo, he even shares some secrets. Okay, that's good for us. Okay, hit a technique node. Well, I think we will. Alright, by the magic of the ancient stupas, you've been guided toward a very special place, the Tiger Cave. This place is so hard to find, you're pretty sure even the locals haven't visited it for a long time. What an amazing cave. The tunnel system is expansive, and it bears some signs that someone once called it home. Carefully exploring this cave for treasure is going to take pretty long. Phylin ponders on the possibilities of excavation. Well, I don't think we can go for this, sadly. Never mind. We can spend days looking for something valuable in that damp cave, but it would be a waste of supplies. The crew leaves, sad about the lack of treasure. Boy, there are no words for how true that is. Alright, let's go to here. Node has treasure on it. Or node has supplies on it. We may as well go here. It's free to head over. Hey look, we found a free mug. I'm pretty bummed about the fact that we didn't get the aggressive thing, due to just not having encountered an encounter node anytime recently. I think probably what I want to do is head back this way. We'll hit this, and we have way more supplies than I was planning for us to have, so we might be able to find some cool stuff. Phylin guides the crew through some very thick fog banks to find something hidden, a secret pirate cove. The crew wonders how Phylin got this knowledge, but an uncovered secret is an uncovered secret. I think we are definitely going to take the secret token. Our secret tokens are pretty good at this point, a number of upgrades. Phylin warns the crew that this place is dangerous. One person must stay behind. Phylin would prefer if Dolores came with her. The two seem to have an understanding. The crew agrees, and Phylin and Dolores enter the pirate cove. The two arrive at a special room with a chest full of gold. There are holes on all sides. Quite a weird sight. Dolores thinks the room's a bit fishy, but Phylin says it's nothing. This is a very common sight here. Now go grab that gold for me. Phylin waits a second as Dolores moves forward, but after just a few steps, whoosh, 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 darts come flying out from all sides toward Dolores. But, of course, Dolores was prepared for this betrayal. As if Dolores knew what was going to happen, she quickly dodges the incoming darts. Phylin is surprised. She was sure that Dolores would... Dolores looks Phylin in the eye with rage. Just as she's about to grab Phylin by her garb, a secret door opens. Now what's this? In the secret room, there's a magnificent treasure of a three-headed elephant. Phylin softly asks if she can have it, but Dolores nabs it and gives her the evil eye. Is this what she wanted to betray the crew for? Phylin is shocked and ashamed. As she should be. Yeah, not bad. So we can gain 4 encounter tokens, or 3 treasure hunts, or 4 collects and 4 campaigns. I think treasure hunts, it has to be treasure hunts, right? Over 100 renown or 4 encounter tokens. Because 3 treasure hunts is over 200 gold, probably. Well, it's probably about 185-ish gold. The status, 4 campaign tokens would be like 80 status and a little bit of gold. Whereas 3 treasure hunt tokens is likely to be closer to 90 status. Yeah, I think the treasure hunt tokens are right. Knowing there's a rat in the crew, Dolores angrily returns with Phylin. Phylin tries to bargain, saying the treasure's important to the Thai people, but Dolores doesn't care. This is the price of betrayal. Pinkerton will decide what happens with the treasure. Till then, it belongs to the crew. Also, we took all that gold, so 2 more treasure hunt tokens. Man, it's a shame we didn't find that, that Drums of the Talking Heads treasure now, because plus 6 treasure hunt tokens would be really nice. The crew returns to Hojo, who's surprised to see a sad Phylin and an angry Dolores. When he asks what happened, both keep quiet. For the sake of the expedition, Dolores decides to keep the incident a secret. But, she's not happy. So now, well, first of all, we got this, apparently. Oh! So conservative. I bet she thinks trains are devil's machines. So, her dislike of Dolores has actually given her another engineering perk, so that was lucky. And Dolores' dislike of Phylin has given her Quick Thinker Alert, which she might have already had, even. Oh, no, I don't think so. And some speech defense and some armor. So if you can get if you can get somebody's regard or dislike for another crew member to double heart status, you get an extra perk out of it. We've actually been really lucky this expedition. We've got a lot of play out of our crew relationships. Okay, so we can go here to 2 supplies, here to 1 supply, and then to the end. You can always travel along a path even if you don't have the supplies, and you won't be assessed a hunger penalty for moving to the final node, unless you choose not to go on the final encounter. So this will be a good chance for us to get a little bit of movement on Mrs. Aggressive. Oh no, it's the birds! Oh, these birds have been following your boat for hours now. You're pretty sure one of them called you Rivaloo. Now they've done it. That's an insult worth fighting over. I'm really concerned. We could actually lose resolve to these birds. Alright, we have the efficient. So it's just 5 bluebirds. Okay. Weak against Excite. How much damage is this going to do? Okay, if we open up with a devious attack. Yeah, if we open up with a devious attack, we can get the damage bonus on friendlies. Alright, so we drop one of them. And then, can we get enough damage from reaching out? No, it's not going to do it. Shoot. Well, what we can have him do instead is run over here and finish this guy off with Impress. Unfortunately, fighting against these bluebirds, it's actually going to be kind of tricky for us to end this aggressive because they're, well, they're not that armored. Yeah, maybe we'll be able to pull this off. Ooh, he missed. That's lucky. Okay, it's going to take these guys another turn or two to get in range, so we have time to do this guy in any manner we please. And I think we should try to get the aggressive kill. Oh, doing this will give her the Uncovered Assassin debuff, which will weaken her friendly abilities. And remember, these birds are weak to Confidence, so I might not want to blow my cover. We might want to be able to War Dance them. But it looks like we're nowhere near being able to take him down with physical attacks. I mean, if I hit him with a physical attack first, then Assassinate won't blow Phylin's cover. Won't give her the debuff. And it's still pretty powerful in that case. Yeah, so I want to use a bunch of aggressive attacks here just to build up points of aggression so that we can have some hope of ending this aggressive, both for the improved reward and for, obviously, progress toward the challenge. Okay, now we have to try to figure out where I think the birds are going to go. We could just back out far enough that we're not in range of them at all. Oh, no, that doesn't actually do it. In fact, there's no way for us to get out of range of that bird. Well, we should buff each other up. I'm going to give... Don't want to give Dolores Excite instead. Oh no, actually, I was thinking Excite to power up her Primal Roar, but actually Primal Roar gets more bonus power out of being confident than it would out of Excited. So because Phylin's... actually, our stats are really... Man, our speech stats are really low. Our speech defense stats are really low. Well, let's move back. We can at least make it so only one of the birds can hit us. Alright, we gotta... Being in this mood at this time is very dangerous. Okay. So, Phylin runs in and War Dances them. Down to half health. And then we hope to be able to get a kill. We move Hojo to here. Okay, he can finish one of them. And Dolores hits harder than Hojo does, right? Oh, he's confident right now and she's not. But whatever, it's hard enough. A full-grown professional wrestler punching a tiny bird in the face turns out to be sufficient for bringing the bird down. Okay. Well, we managed to beat the birds and not lose any resolve, which I seriously was actually really worried about. I've had a lot of bad experiences with those birds. Alright, you have the chance to talk to the leader of the Temple of the Trance, Dharma Jagapati. Hello, strangers. Have you heard about the Temple of the Trance? Let's talk a little bit. Unlike the other priests, he seems charming and a joy to talk with. Well, I'm going to go for this, obviously. Failure would be pretty bad, but we're so likely to succeed, and a secret token is really good for us. Alright, good stuff. What an interesting exchange of words. Dharma was quite convincing and charming, but Phylline held her own. Dharma is delighted with the dialogue. It was a pleasure talking with such a genteel soul. Praise be your name. Oh, how kind. Alright, so if we finish this aggressive, we'll get another 2 porcelain. And we'll get the porcelain for Retriever of Treasure if we finish it as well. So we'll actually catch right up to Rivaloo. I have high hopes. As long as we can beat this encounter, I have high hopes that we can actually win this game. So onward we go. The climb was exceptionally boring. To cope with the boredom, Phylline started an a cappella song, and the crew managed to sing 47 verses in sync. A real achievement. At the top of the mountain, the crew finds a small shrine. The crew wonders what's beyond these doors. So we open the door and discover a weird little room. The room is flanked by waterfalls, and a sentient door guards the passage ahead. Incredible. Play Konglak with me, and win and you may pass. Konglak. That wooden thing in the center of the room must be the board. Phylline acts like this is all normal. So we could cheat, but Hojo's pretty quick-witted. I think he can probably... this is probably... it's not a quick thinker check. It's a tactician check. And I don't think that we want to take a point of resolve loss. On second thought... Oh, minus 20 speech defense is going to hurt a lot. This might end up killing us. The game looks hard. Phylline and the crew just cheat their way to victory. The door knows about your cheating, but has no control whether it has influence. It just opens, albeit with a little protest. Lame. Hojo feels especially lame. Oh, okay, it's only minus 20 speech defense for one person. I thought it was going to be for the whole party. Behind the door waits a real surprise. A beautiful valley surrounded by mountains. It's another long way down, but it seems there's a sort of holy site further up ahead. The crew buckles up and starts traveling the road down. An amazing sight for sure. Some beautiful statues with ruby eyes. Hojo casually wants to traverse the holy site when... Zam! What's going on? Did those statues just shoot lasers? Indeed, they fire lasers. They're guarding the way through. That's awesome and terrifying at the same time. You know, by what the word awesome actually means, it's not really that... Okay, anyway. Phylline looks at the tiles on the floor. They're marked with mysterious symbols. There must be a hidden path here. So we could try to figure it out. So it'd be nice if we had an archaeologist with us. Or we can just try to sneak past their defenses, which we should be slightly better at. When did you ever get somewhere by studying? A little trickery and mischievous action will get you past those statues with ease. One of the crew members has the daft idea to play around with the lasers. Go for it, Phylline. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Ooh, game loves to taunt you. Phylline thinks a little and then throws a few heavy rocks on the floor, close to the laser-firing statues. The statues blast the rocks with such force that it flies around on the floor. This keeps the statues occupied, blasting the rocks, so the crew can pass the defenses while the statues play laser ball. And there, behind that holy field, you find a whole group of priests of the Temple of Trance. They surround an altar, and on it, nobody less than Bobo the Misadventurous, tied down. You're assuming this is not a birthday party, because who would invite a clown to a birthday party? Dharma Jagapati steps forward as he reveals himself to be the leader of the temple. We kind of already knew that, actually. Friends, I know the situation looks very awkward, but you have to understand. To keep the world happy and spread the peace of the trance, our god demands the sacrifice of a clown to cheer him up. I'm so sorry I hid this guy from you guys. So sorry. Well, I mean, I kind of need you to not sacrifice my friend, though. Oh, I'm so sorry, but I really can't do that. Listen, take this free mug, and listen to all the benefits of sacrificing clowns. I mean, to start with, he's trying to get at you. No way you're going to let a renowned explorer die like this. Okay. If we can survive this encounter, I have high hopes for overall success. Deal at least 90 attack damage to a single target. Well, I tell you what, we're going to try real hard. So, the leader of the Temple of the Trance, a persistent rhetorician who can leave people grasping for words. Despite being a strong leader, he's remarkably easily impressed. So he's resistant to enrage and sad. He really doesn't have a lot of armor. And we can hit him with a pretty good impress, probably. So right now, our speech defenses are 45, 61, and 10. We're going to have to be careful. Hojo's actually the weak link for the first time ever. So we can't hit them hard enough even with a friendly ability, or even with Excite, to bring them down. But we can punch the crap out of them. Oh, he's got a different kind of priest over here. This priest has a way of speaking that leaves a large group impressed. Oh, okay. So we got an AoE impress here. Impress, in case I haven't made that clear, lowers speech defense. So we probably don't want to end our crew in a tight ball this turn because I'm really concerned about getting everybody impressed and then totally blown out. Oh man, this is awkward. So we don't really have a lot of opportunity to do one-shots. Well, but if we hit with a friendly ability, our next physical ability will have increased power. Why don't we try something like this? I'll go here and War Dance. That'll start us off friendly. It'll guarantee Dolores can take this guy down with a punch, but it will also mean Hojo can go over here and drop one of these guys in one hit first. Alright, and that leaves us with just War Dance on cooldown. And because we're aggressive to their friendly, we have a bunch of bonus speech defense. Hojo could get attacked up to twice, but he's at 30 speech defense right now, which isn't so bad. For Painbringer, my plan is going to be to get a really good assassination off on the boss, so... Okay. This is a good start. Wow, double fumbles. Really good start. Alright, here comes the AoE Impress. He missed both of them. Or she, I think it's female. She missed both of them. Alright, please don't make her not... Wow! This is 4 consecutive misses? The odds of that are low. Alright, so are any of them resistant? Oh, he's immune to Terrify. I was thinking this looks like a really good situation for a Primal Roar, but actually it's some pretty bad damage. Alright, these guys are resistant, and her Primal Roar is not going to go anywhere near finishing him off. Yeah. Well, we really want to clear some of the crowd out. I don't want to take so many attacks next turn. So we can just, just throw punches. I'd like to finish you off. That would be ideal. If we landed the Enrage, that would do it. Right, because it would make, not only would it damage her, but it would make her, it would lower her armor, and then I'm sure that would do it. And we can have Hojo run over here and just hit this guy. Leaves Hojo vulnerable to attack, and it leaves us all grouped up for the AoE. But if we land the Try to Enrage, okay, we shouldn't have to worry about the AoE. I guess there's another area attacker coming in. Yeah, and she'll be able to get close enough to hit us. Well, oh, that's actually probably not going to get a kill. Well, still, let's put the damage out. Okay, damage varied really high and we got it. That's lucky. Oh, I can't get over here to finish this guy off. That's a shame. Well. Also, Dolores almost accidentally got us Painbringer there, so I'm very confident that we'll be able to pull that off by the end of the fight. Alright, if we can take out the one other area attacker, I'll feel a lot better. I really don't want to have to worry about our guys ending up impressed all the time. Wow. That was pretty cool. I'm not sure what he did, but it was cool looking. Yeah, it's a real shame that they're so strong against Terrify. Okay, so Dolores is going to die if we don't get her some immediate attention. And we don't have the speech power necessary to heal her for very much. Losing a point of resolve is not necessarily the end of the world. And it would, when we pick her up, she'll be back to almost full. Speech power. Okay. So he can dramatically decrease our speech power. It looks like they're content to just let us keep having the brutal mood up, though. They're not changing tax. So that's good for us. If you're friendly and the opponent is not aggressive. So we could try to pull this off now. Right? If Hojo uses reaching out to blow this guy up. That'll give us 4 pips of friendly, because we'll get 3 pips from this, plus 1 pip from that being, from the finishing blow. And then if Dolores just uses a friendly attack, even if it doesn't land... I don't know if I want to do that, though. I don't think I do. I think we have to keep thinning their numbers. We just can't endure this many attacks per turn. Dolores is going down and there's nothing I can do about it, and we'll deal with it. We just can't lose any more resolve after that. But if we can remove... There's probably not any way that we remove another one of them, huh? No. Well, this is a bad idea if it doesn't kill. Because I don't want to leave them with extra speech power. Man, I wish War Dance was off cooldown right now. That would be one heck of a War Dance. We could do this and try to hope. I mean, I also could do this and hope, right? We could just pray that it's that the damage varies upward enough. And it looks she's going to leave him with like 15 health, it predicts. I doubt that there's enough leeway in the damage values to get to a kill. But maybe we need to just start... Yeah, let's just start lining up the damage. I could have kicked him, but I want to accumulate the friendly pips, because we do have to push over to friendly at some point in order to pull this off. Okay, so there's Dolores down. But he downed her with a good attitude. That's an attitude I like her having. Ooh, that hurt a lot. The next one will hurt less, though, because she... Oh, no, she's going to get impressed again. Oh, okay, a fumble. Yeah, so this one will hurt less because she's not impressed. Oh, he's going after Hojo. That's actually good for us. Okay, so let's figure this out. Hojo has to pick up... He can't reach her? Why can't he move into this space that's adjacent to him? It looks like it should just be rough terrain. I guess it's completely blocked. So they bottlenecked us, and that's really bad. Well, what Hojo can do is he can come around here. Man. We cannot do any meaningful damage to this Master of Trance. She has too much speech resist. Right, and then I guess we... So we have Phylin get Dolores up and have Dolores finish this guy off. You're immune to... Man. Primal Roar is just no good in this encounter. Okay, let's make it awkward for them to multi-target us. And then I think I throw a punch here just to guarantee the hit. Like, punch is the only thing she has that is 100% guaranteed to knock this guy out of the fight. And we need to do that. Oh, they're really focusing in on her. Not good. Please don't hit Dolores. Oh boy. 17. Okay, well, we lose. Ah, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that there's any way we don't lose. Well, I can move Dolores adjacent to Phylin, and then we can War Dance. That gives a little bit of health back. Unfortunately, it doesn't really leave us an opportunity to finish off the... Because Phylin's blocking the only place that we can get adjacent to her from. Oh, well, actually, hold on. If I do this, and then we're able to finish off this guy, Dolores can move in and finish... Okay, actually, let's try that. Let's have Hojo move up here as well. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, Hojo can move up here. He can throw an Impress on this guy. Then Phylin War Dances, which opens the path for Dolores to get over to you. And probably finish you off with a punch, right? Yeah, it's going to have to be a punch. Okay, if the boss does not choose to target Dolores this turn, we might be okay. Honestly, even if he does, she has 23 health, so she might survive. And she does have 22 grit. Okay. Oh, he's going for her. No, he's going for Phylin. Okay. That's actually really good. Okay, now we lay it on. Now we get serious. So he's weak against Impress, but we have to use Reaching Out. So the deal is I want to end this turn with a large number of friendly pips. Oh, Dolores isn't actually adjacent. Okay. Oh, my speech power is 9 right now. That's why that's not going to work. Yeah, so actually we can't meaningfully heal Dolores. That's a shame. Well, Dolores could pin... Oh no, Pinning Strike makes things more likely to attack her. That would be unwise at this juncture. So we really want to use Reaching Out, I think. I'm trying to figure out the sequencing, though. Because we want to use Reaching Out on him. But I also think we're probably going to hit him. It's going to be like one aggressive attack and then Reaching Out plus a friendly attack. So here's what we do. Is he immune to... Oh no, she just doesn't have any speech, right? So she does this. Now. Kick him in the face. Then... we do this plus Reaching Out, which will put us at 4 pips friendly, and will put him in Confident, which is good for us because it lowers his armor. And then at the beginning of the next turn, we do 1 friendly ability, slides us over into friendly. Then when we're both friendly, we get a big damage bonus on the next physical attack, and we get the proc off of Assassination. We stab him for about 1 billion damage, accomplish Painbringer, and then finish him off. Unless he kills Dolores. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, he fumbled. That's even better. Okay, so who is the person... I guess it has to be Dolores. We can't have it be Hojo because I want to keep him confident. So why don't we move Phylin over, put Dolores in the regen zone, hit him with this. Even if it misses, we still get the friendly pip. Okay, and now we lay into this guy proper. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Get him. 192. Good start. There's your Painbringer. I'm pretty lucky that he has chosen not to summon any new guys. Alright. All we need is for him not to kill Dolores. He doesn't have any interest in fighting Dolores. It's crazy. Okay, that got really close. Like, really close. Finally, finish this off. Alright. Well, we made it to the final expedition at the very least. Ha! They give away free mugs, but received free cups of whoop-ass. Time to free this misadventurous clown. You're safe, Bobo. You quickly free Bobo, who is deeply grateful. Well, thank you so much! I went here to explore the unknown, but these priests weren't as friendly with me as with you. I almost lost my waffles! It might be that he is insufferable, and that this is a metaphor, or he might actually have waffles. It's hard to tell. Now all you need is a treasure. Luckily, the temple is teeming with valuables left behind by the, temple. Yeah. You pick up the most fancy-looking statue as the prime piece, and we get Bobo the Misadventurous. So we have acquired the Prajnaparamita? Possibly. Maybe. In a normal game, I'd be pretty excited about one of these bonuses, but Renown is not our primary concern this game. So we could dramatically improve the payout of treasure hunts, just as we're about to score 7 of them. I think that's probably the play. Bobo the Misadventurous, a Belgian explorer that kept failing but made a fortune writing children's books about it, wants to teach one of you storytelling or sense of humor. let's go for storytelling, I guess? I don't know if there's any meaningful difference between these two at this point. Sense of humor. Alright, that sure was an adventure. With Bobo safely freed from sacrifice to some clown-hating god, the crew is ready to go back to London. So we will have 3 resolve for the final expedition. It's low. Okay, and if we can find 12 points of grit for Phylin, we can steal 6 porcelain points from Rivalu and basically, I think, assure victory. I don't know about assure, but it'll put us in a real good place. So tournament training was worth 12 more collect tokens, the hunting plate was worth 16 more campaign tokens, and of course, supply capacity and everything else. Things are not going that poorly. We are on track for a possibility of victory at the very least. I'm sad that we weren't able to get the treasure from the Tiger Cave, but to be perfectly honest, this crew was really not that well suited to the Anagogic Archipelago. I just really wanted to make sure that we finished Phylin's crew story. I wanted to see the end of it. Alright, not a bad haul. 2,000 gold, 2,400 status. Phylin, you have time for one last expedition before the Emperor chooses whom to grant his blessing to. This is not an entirely normal way to have phrased that. This is your last chance to gain more porcelain points, and there's something you are ought to know. What is it? The Emperor has decided in the spirit of the challenge that Rivalu may no longer reveal the porcelain points he has obtained. Obviously, Rivalu is torn, as he cannot tell the world about his deeds. Alright, so we can't see his progress anymore, but we know that he was at 49. Unbelievable! This time Rivalu created the Rivalu Center for Abandoned Llamas. He even carried some exhausted llamas there himself. The Emperor, who is a big fan of llamas, awarded him with one of the most prestigious titles available for his good deeds and overall awesomeness. Oof. 8 points for Rivalu. Okay, well now we need this to keep up. Wang Tonghe laughs as he presents you the usual challenge. Forfeit on doing anything but a 5-star expedition, and receive the Challenger title. I think we had better take that. Alright, good luck, explorers. The Emperor is watching your progress with much joy. Okay, so we want to send our letter of introduction to the Entourage Hall in Rio de Janeiro. We have enough status to hire all of the people there, probably, so that's I think that's the move. Well, the equipment shop in Sydney would be nice, but no, we need to spend some status. And also, we can just buy normal gloves from the normal equipment shop. The Sydney shop has access to some really, really cool gloves that give you bonus attack power against particular emotions. But I think Rio is the play. Okay. And we have 151 research, which is just enough to write a research paper. So let's get mind analysis. Plus 50% renown from status. That's pretty good. We will probably be able to hit 5,000 for the famous goal. Alright, Phylin gets a final level. So, if no opponents are hit by Power Dance, all allies affected, or War Dance, all allies affected gain attack and speech for 2 turns. I do not remember how much attack and speech this is. Or, whenever she uses Assassination, she permanently reduces the target's armor by 15. These are both good, I think. Exposed Weak Spot. Realistically, Assassination has such a long cooldown that realistically this is only going to affect 1 target per turn. Or 1 target per battle, but I think that might be good enough. And I kind of don't want to use War Dance for anything other than totally owning people's faces. So, why don't we pick up Exposed Weak Spot? Alright, and she is maxed out. We are going to sell all of these free mugs, by the way. Oh, her leveling up got us to True Grit. Awesome. Alright, if we were able to get to 70, that would really be something. Unfortunately, I don't think that it's going to happen. If we got her the finest boots in the land, she'd go up to 40 Grit. Oh, actually, that would do it. Well, you know what? Let's start by selling all these damn mugs. Aw, 0. Well, I'm getting rid of them. That's all there is to it. Okay. They only give minus speech defense anyway. So we are 3 XP off of leveling up Dolores and 5 off of leveling up Hojo. We have 16 insight, which we'll probably spend here, given that we get the most renown for doing it this way. And that way we can hire as many... helpers as we want. Alright, so do we have any specialists left to hire in the first set of buildings? I don't think so, right? We do. We never did get this. Okay. And we have this new building that has some very expensive but very powerful specialists in it. I believe it's either the second or third set. Yes, upgrades your tokens again. So, probably status from encounters. We're definitely motivated to get status. The only value to the tokens that we pick up during this last expedition will be the way they turn into renown, because it can push us up another renown tier potentially. And obviously, status is the resource from which we get the most renown, and this is the largest amount of status, or this is the largest amount of resource. But we'll probably end up with considerably fewer encounter tokens than like collect tokens. Still, I think this is probably the right one. It's also interesting that she's much cheaper than the others. These guys, like, this is mind-blowingly awesome for a gold-focused strategy. And similarly, this is incredible for a study strategy. And I think we're taking Samba. Our encounter tokens are very good right now. So let's see what else is available before we make any other choices. So we could pick up another level of Beguiler. Hojo, you got to Quick Thinker 5. So we could pick up Pachacuti as well. The perk level we get from Pachacuti would activate his thing. But Alejandro, Charms and Seduction? She has Charms. She can pick up Seduction, and then if we can get one more perk from a Trinket or something, this would be active. That's probably a good way to go. The other thing we could do is push Dolores up an athlete level, and it doesn't really help. So probably we're getting Alejandro. Tupi would give us Survivalist. We could try to... We're not going to get Phylin up to anywhere near level 6 Rogue. So here we just... This group of specialists, we're just evaluating what the best perk would be. Because there's no way we activate any of their bonuses. Which means that I'm not that worried about them right now. And Dona Evita could maybe get us to level 6 Diplomat. Where are we at right now? 3? So she would only get us to 4. The other thing we could do is pick up Flavia Fernandez Mecha Junta, which, first of all, is amazing. What a great name. Secondly, she has a sweet Robojaw. And third, could help us push up Engineer Team. If we could buy that plus one more level of Engineering from a Trinket or something, we could get 4 more Porcelain points out of it. I'm not too worried about picking up Trained Survivalist. I think that's probably out of the question, and it's only 1 point anyway. Recruit 2 Specialists, we will absolutely do that, so that's a big advantage for us. Alright, so here's the deal. It's time to spend some insight. I wanted to make sure I had a good idea of what we were buying, just in case there was anything that could affect the way we wanted to spend, but I don't think there is. So, that's a pretty good spend right there. About 150 status and some research and gold. We could also go this way. 78 to 106 status and 120-ish gold. It's a lot less status, but a lot more gold. And the reason that's meaningful, of course, is that gold buys equipment, and equipment actually helps us survive encounters. The final expedition is going to be pretty tough. I'm torn. Also, this would get us, like 11 or 12 research. If we did it 16 times, would that be enough to buy us another research paper? No, probably not. It would be close. We might get it due to variance, but we shouldn't expect it. If we did get another research paper unlocked, I don't even know what we would... Oh, this wouldn't be too bad. If we unlocked engineering, we'd get a tool, which would allow us to improve our chances on one adventure wheel. Or we can unlock this and get an engineer perk. I guess that's also a possibility. So if we go for the gold, we don't have any chance of getting research. This would be, what, 16 times, like 90 is in the middle of that range. So that would be a lot, certainly. What, like 1440-ish status? Which would leave us at 3,300. We need to pay... $400. We need to pay $1,200 for stuff. So that would leave us with a lot of status left to buy helpers. And we would want to start by buying the helpers that give extra payout from encounter tokens and from collect tokens. I think this is what we're going to do. It's not quite as much renown, but we're way more likely to survive the final expedition if we get a lot of gold. So, given that we're gonna be very comfortable on status as far as hiring the people we need to hire goes, let's spend basically all of our status right now. Oh well, first of all, let's hire barterers. We're gonna have to do this, and I don't want to accidentally forget. We're gonna need all the supplies we can get. So if we get some journalists, that might give us a little bit more room to hire additional helpers. And remember, hiring helpers is worth renown because we have that finished research tree. So why don't we pick up journalists first? All right. At this point, they're so much more expensive though that we probably want to pick up some merchants and traders just to get the maximum amount of renown. Okay, so we're going to get pretty good payout here. Now, this is not the entire helper pool. Each entourage shop has a helper pool, but the cost at all of the pools scales equally with what you already have. So let's buy... Yeah, let's buy a little bit more gold. I'm not going to buy a student. Okay, now let's start spending. Right here. Okay, so 81 to 112 status. It's going to be a little bit less than 100 status per pull. Really, what I should do to get the maximum value out of these is I should spend... after the first couple, buy more helpers, but I want to make absolutely sure we're going to be able to afford all of our specialists and that I didn't do any bad math somewhere. Let's just spend them all now. I'll go ahead and take the slight loss of value to make myself feel a little bit better, a little more confident. We're going to end up with really a lot of gold for buying equipment, which is good because there's a lot of stuff we need to buy. Okay, we need 1,200 to cap our specialists. We expect to get about 400 more. I mean, at this point, it's so clear that I was right that we could probably go ahead and spend a little. So... I could buy like 2 specialists pretty cleanly. Do I want them to be... Actually, yeah, let's make them these ones, though. Even though I want status... the gold right now is going to be a little bit more useful. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Here we go. Okay, so we've got a little bit more than 4,000 gold to spend. I guess we have to figure out, do I actually want to hire all the specialists? It might be more valuable to us to hire some helpers. We definitely, for sure, need to hire at least one more specialist. And I think... it goes without compare here. Alejandro's definitely right. So we'll get seduction for Phylin. We can definitely get her to level 6 Beguiler. What else? An extra level of Survivalist isn't the worst thing ever. Pick up an extra level of Rogue, Stealing and Bluffing, so she doesn't have either of those. Or, like I said, we could try to get this Engineer thing going. Because we really do need the Porcelain points. Rival are gaining 8 points basically for free between expeditions. Put me right back in a place where I'm very worried. If we hire both specialists, we won't have enough to hire any meaningful helpers. We'll get a student, because it'll be 15 renown. But is that fine? Are we good there? Remember, each pair of lobbyists and journalists is a... Sorry, this isn't what I want. Is a secret token. Actually, it's not even pairing lobbyists and journalists. It's pair of lobbyists and pair of journalists, it looks like. Because we're at 3 secrets right now? Yeah. So one lobbyist gives us a secret token and one journalist gives us a secret token. It's a little bit of extra renown. It's not a big deal. It's just something to keep in mind. I did clear out all the other shops, right? Let's make 100% sure. No, I still didn't do this. Well, we'll have enough to buy Chud. Maybe that's what I should do. Just buy Chud and also these 2 specialists. I mean, picking up the perks gives us the best chance of passing challenges. So, it's Phylin is a level 4 engineer right now. Tinker, Combustion, Automata, and Piloting. So you can pick up steam engines. And then any other engineering perk. Or we could go with Donna Evita. The problem is that leaves us one... we're 1 perk further away from turning Donna Evita on. And also, we have the porcelain points. I think this is right. Who fought for Colombian interest in a machine. It seems like maybe some information is missing from that. Okay, well, Phylin will learn steam engines. She's brilliant. And will I take a level of archaeologist, survivalist, or rogue? I'm not that worried about the survivalist thing here. Archaeologist is pretty useful in general. But survivalist tends to be on nodes that will like give you more supplies and stuff. Also, let's go buy that other dude. We're gonna buy Chud, right? Like, I don't think there's any 2 ways about that at this point. Alright, so the question is, do we buy Tupi, or do we just buy some helpers? Buying the helpers is 30 renown. Like, buying 2 helpers would be 30 renown. Plus, it'll give us some more status, which is a little bit of extra renown. Now, we should take the perk because it'll give us the best chance of actually surviving the mission. So, who has our current... We have 1 level of survivalist on him, but we could change where that is. No, we should give it to him. Hojo will learn tracking. Okay. Good. Now, 4,255 gold. So number 1 is True Grit's actually pretty important. So let's sell the Master Boots. We'll move the Adventure Boots down onto Hojo. We'll finish upgrading the shop. Get these Legendary Boots. And 74. Yep, so we'll take that. Okay. Now, weapons. The best weapons in the game cost 1,350. So we could buy some really dope weapons. Legendary gloves. That's just a knife. It's just a punch dagger. So we could buy some pretty good weapons. I do want to buy some perks as well, though, don't I? So let's look at the 3 shops we have available. I want to try to find a Beguiler. Ooh! That's actually pretty good for her. Right? She'll be at... With this, she doesn't have Astonishing, does she? No, so this will put her at level 6 Beguiler, it'll turn on that thing, and it will give her 18 additional grit, which will accomplish another level of this challenge, and just make her really hard to hit. She'll be at like 50% dodge. It's a lot of money, though, because we have to double upgrade the shop and then spend 400. You know what we should do real quick? Does she have the Advanced Tools perk? She doesn't. We won't keep this, but let's buy this, score it. Okay. And then sell it back, probably. I don't think I care to keep it. And that wasn't very expensive. We lose 25 gold on that transaction. So we paid 25 gold for some serious porcelain points. It's pretty good. So we can pick up Seduction and Beautiful Smile. She has Seduction and Beautiful Smile, so actually the Rose won't add any Beguiler to her. In fact, it looks like it might be tricky to get Beguiler from anything that isn't the Banjo. Oh, we have this little trinket shop too. This is still a good thing. This would still be nice for us to get a hold of. Oh, she can get Beguiler Storytelling very cheaply. Yes, and I did successfully avoid taking that. So, okay, this is a nice cheap option. So if we left 100 gold over, we could still turn that on. It gives her 2 speech power, too. Is there anything else that we really want? We can get a good... The trinkets at this shop have a good spread of traits. Okay, let's buy some weapons and see how we feel. So actually, we might want to buy better armor for Dolores, too. Dolores' defensive stats are actually in a pretty good place. Nah. Her defensive stats are fine. Let's buy weapons. So we could do 2 1350s and a 760. So we do like this. You get legendary gloves. You get legendary gloves. And if we sold that, we'd be at 562. So we could sell it for master gloves. I think this puts us out of Banjo range. Yeah, we'd have to sell a lot more stuff to get to Banjo range. So let's go ahead and buy the loot then. The loot is a fine, totally acceptable trinket. Get you some master gloves. Man, his stats are a lot worse than everybody else's. But that's fine. We prioritize the really high stats on the people who have area damage, which I think is a good way to do it. And then that leaves us with 140 money left to buy another trinket for somebody. So we could buy a cooking pot, which gives you a cool spread of perks as long as you have 5 or more supplies. We could buy plus 10 armor. That's not horrible. Or we could buy... We already have Athlete Stamina out there. And she already knows Diplomat languages, right? Yeah. Honestly, I think we're just buying that, we're buying that silly hat. The other thing we could do is buy plus 2 speech power for somebody else. Now, let's buy a silly hat. Who's got the lowest armor? Technically, Phylin does, but she's impossible to hit. So let's give it to Hojo. Okay. I feel fairly prepared. It's a shame that we didn't get True Grit. But I think there's so many pips in it, I think there's a good chance that Rivaloo won't get it either. Yeah, I think we're fine. So, we have to do a 5-star expedition next time. So our choices are the Lost Island, which is I think it's a fun expedition, but it really lays on the science stuff pretty heavily. I just don't think, we don't have enough scientist perks. We have some good engineering. Actually, we ended up with remarkably good engineering. Wait a second. We should probably just keep her. We have the 75. You can buy back a thing for the price you sold it for. We may as well have this on her. There's no good reason not to. Yeah. Silly me. Okay, so we actually wouldn't be that bad at this. There's a lot of nature challenges. An athlete is good for nature challenges. And we have an extremely high-level engineer. We don't have any naturalist or anything. Or we could go for Shangri-La. And Shangri-La, generally speaking, gives a lot more renown. But renown is not really our primary concern. That's very interesting, actually. I had just sort of assumed we were going to Shangri-La because I think Shangri-La is more powerful in general. But you know what? With 6 levels of engineering, let's go to the Lost Island. So come back next time. We're going to finish this off by swerving a little bit into a Lost Island play. And hopefully we'll survive. As long as we survive the last expedition, I'm confident we will beat Rivaloo. So, come back next time to see if we can pull that off. And we'll see you then.